Okay, today we're on page 62. It's just one page. It's unit number 5. And we are evaluating expressions, and we're looking at word problems. So a lot of abbreviations. Evaluating expressions, word problems. All right, so on to page 62. I'm going to glue down this page right here. It is page 62. And up at the top, we are evaluating expressions, word problems. Okay, so the first one is not really a word problem, kind of, because we've got the formula for perimeter. Perimeter equals 2L plus 2W, where L equals length and W equals width. So they've given us our formula, P equals 2L plus 2W. And then they've told us that L equals 3 and W equals 5. So we're going to substitute in 2 parenthesis 3 close parenthesis plus 2 parenthesis 5 close parenthesis. And then remember, we're doing order of operations as always. So I'm going to write this over to the side. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And then we're going to do our multiplication first. So 2 times 3 gives me 6, plus 2 times 5 gives me 10. Then I can add those together. 6 plus 10 gives me 16. Since we're talking about perimeter, we're going to give it a label of U, because we don't know the units, so we're just going to say it's 16U. Okay, our next formula is the area of a triangle. That's 1/2 base times height. And it tells us that our base is 2.5 and our height is 4. So we've got 1/2 base times height, which means 1/2 times 2.5 times 4. Half of 2.5 is 1.25. Multiply that by 4, and that gives us 5. Now we'll learn this later, but when we're talking about area of a triangle, it is unit squared. Now our true word problems. The first one says the formula for the area of a square is S squared, where S is the side length. Calculate the area of a square garden with a side length of 5 meters. Okay, so here's our garden. It's a square, and the side length is 5 meters. So we want to know A equals S squared. What is the area if our side length is 5 meters? So we substitute in 5 squared, which is 25 meters squared. Next, the formula to convert degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit is F equals 9/5 C plus 32. What is the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit if the current temperature is 28 degrees Celsius? Okay, so we know what the temperature is Celsius. Now we need to substitute that in for C. So we've got 9/5 times C, which we know is 28, plus 32. So we can multiply. 9/5 times 28 is 50 and 2/5, which, by the way, you guys can use your calculators for these, plus 32. 50 and 2/5 plus 32 is 82 and 2/5, and we just converted this to degrees Fahrenheit, so that is our label. 82 and 2/5 degrees Fahrenheit. Last one, the formula to calculate the volume of a tent in the shape of a triangular prism is V equals 1/2 BHL, where H is the height of the front, B is the width of the front, and L is the length of the tent. Calculate the volume of a tent that has a height of 3 feet, a width of 2.8 feet, and a length of 6 feet. Okay, so here's our tent. Right here is our height, okay, from the bottom to the top, and they're telling us that that is 3 feet. The width, so on the front, the bottom is 2.8 feet. And our length is 6 feet. So our formula says 1/2 base, so that's 2.8, times height, which is 3, times length, which is 6. Okay, then we can multiply. 1/2 of 2.8 is 1.4. And I'm going to go ahead and multiply 3 times 6. So I'm going to put 1.4 in parentheses. 3 times 6 is 18. Multiply those two together, and we get 25.2 feet, and volume is always cubed. And that's our lesson.